Hey guys, Ishan here for ZFA Tech, and so today I'm going to give you my review of the new iPhone 5S. I've got it right here. It's the gold version. You also get it in slate black and also silver, white and silver. So these are the three colors you can get it in. All the sizes are the same all around the world, obviously, which is 16 gig, 32 gig, and 64 gig as well. But they do come at different prices. They start at 549. And you can also obviously get them with different carriers at different prices, depends on what carrier prefer. Now I've been using this for at least about 3 to 4 weeks now, so I could definitely give you a good, a really good and worthy review of it, having used it for some time. So the new iPhone 5S is pretty much the same as the new iPhone 5, which came last year. So if we start off with the hardware, a couple of changes that you will see immediately. You will see that the home button is not the home button anymore. It's referred to as Touch ID, aka fingerprint sensor, aka fingerprint scanner, which basically allows you to turn on your device by just placing your finger onto the Touch ID, and it'll come on to your screen straight away, as you can see there. So that's basically what Touch ID is. It's just a really quicker and more faster and secure way of getting into your phone. And on top of that, really, you can also get into your app store as well and pay for pay for your new apps, or even your iTunes, so pay for your new music videos or anything like that, movies, whatever you want to buy by using fingerprint sensor. The Touch ID button here saves you the time of and the hassle of really always continuously placing your password or your PIN code or whatever you might have set up on here. Initially, I had the PIN code, and even that used to take me about 2 to 4 seconds to put into the. And if you've got a password, it's even worse in a way because it'll take even longer. Now, a tip throughout this video, guys, I will give you some tips and hints as well. With this one particular, some people say that it may not work as quickly as possible. You place your finger and it may not work, it'll kind of shake. But the way to get around that is that you need to make sure that you're placing your finger in the center and place as much as you can of your finger onto it, not just half of it, not just the side, but at least as much as you can, and on the center of Touch ID, in order for it to activate it and get a better reading of your fingerprint. And that's a really good way to actually get it working and also get into your phone a lot quicker. Also, another thing people are saying are big security issue. Well, Apple have said that this will be in your phone, not in Apple's overhead server or something like that. That, for example, Siri. For example, if you say something in Siri, it record, and also this will go to Apple's server. However, with your fingerprint, it will stay in your phone. Also, what I've done is as well to make it even more secure is to actually make not a PIN code but actually a password. So if I was to slide to the left, as you can see, you can actually type in your password. So I've purposely made a password here that's actually quite long. It's about 8 or 9 with some numbers as well, and uppercase and lowercase letters. That's one thing that's different as with regards to the actual hardware. But the second thing that I wanted to also mention is on the back. On the back, you can see there'll be a video showing up right now of the True Tone color LED flashlight. So when you're taking pictures, it'll give you a much better picture. And I will show you a few pictures, videos, and also other videos as well, like slow-mo videos, which is a new feature only able to find in the iPhone 5S. So I'll show you that in a second. But these are you basically get an amber and also a white flashlight here. So they basically come on together at the same time to be able to give you a better view. So now I'm going to go on to the next part, which is the actual iOS 7. Now, in my opinion, the iPhone 5S is probably the biggest change that Apple has made as a whole when we're talking about the hardware as well as the software as well. The iOS 7, which is newly released back in October. So that's something you definitely can see with this. Is definitely why there's a huge demand. Still is a huge demand. I was checking on my Apple UK website, where it's still 2 to 3 weeks or dispatch time, that is. So they're still in high demand, I guess. They've sold, I think it's like maybe around 50 million or something like that. I can't remember the exact figure, but you can definitely find it online somewhere. I think I've got it on my Facebook page. So if you head on over there, ZFA Tech, be able to find it there and how much Apple actually sold of these. So that's pretty cool. So if we go into the new iOS 7, there is something I did actually want to mention. Initially, one of my things that I didn't like that much was getting into your phone would take a bit of time. It's because of the animation that Apple has actually integrated into the unlocking of your iPhone 5S. So that was something that I didn't actually like. It was something that I just felt kind of affected the overall experience of the iPhone. But Apple, in fact, sent a new update recently. I think it was the iOS 7.0.3, which actually dealt with that issue. So, looking at the actual device, you can see that Apple has really pretty much redesigned iOS as a whole, actually, from iOS 6 to now, which is iOS 7. So, looking into a few new things, I'm going to go into the camera app, which is quite important. It's kind of a huge emphasis on the actual iPhones nowadays, where basically, um, a lot of people love to take pictures. So, you'll find a number of new things that Apple now have actually made it where they've got actually filters at the bottom right here. So if you want a different filter, you got mono, black and white, fade, process, transfer, etc., etc. You can get out of that now. You also got easy access to flash and HDR. You just tap it and HDR will come on straight away. Flip the camera obviously so you can see yourself. And also it's got easy access to some of the pictures that you've already taken, so your photo gallery. And also, if you span left and right on your camera app, you can actually get to different features if you like. So you've got the normal photo, which is a normal app, a normal way of taking pictures. Pan to the right, you got square, which is for your profile pics, and also for Instagram, which is what they used, which is a square one. And then you got pano, and if you go to the left, you got video, and then you've got the new feature, which is slow mo. So do you care to actually take a few, of these images that I'm showing you right now, as well as slow mo. Some of them you will see where I'm taking them outside now. When the picture that I've taken outside, you can see that it's pitch black. I've got the garden light on, which comes on automatically on my. It's like the left, and you'll be able to see that, and also just see how vibrant the actual colors are. In considering the fact that the pictures I've taken have been pitch black, there's no light. Also, it is important to actually also note that Apple has obviously updated the chip as well with Apple chip A7, which has the architecture of a 64-bit. Now, at the moment, now what that basically means is the this is access and available to all the developers now. Now, when they're creating their big games, it'll make it so much faster and easier to use. Now, at the moment, you won't be able to see too much difference with regards to speed or any speed test that you actually watch on the actual iPhone itself. So if you're opening apps or closing apps or playing games, you won't see a huge amount of difference, not yet. But when app developers are actually developing the apps to the new architecture of 64-bit, you'll definitely see an improvement, if you like. And Apple are the only ones that do 64-bit, but you can sure to see that Samsung and HTC and even Microsoft phones will definitely catch up with that as well. Also, within the actual Apple A7 chip, there is something called the motion co-processor chip. So basically, this kind of captures your movement and also your GPRS type of thing, where if wherever you are, it'll kind of capture that as well as your movement, how many steps you're taking, and also there's a new Apple app in here called Compass, so it kind of helps with that also, and that stays on all the time. You can't switch that off, unfortunately. Again, also, guys, I did want to mention one last thing regarding the new iPhone 5s, which is something called iCloud Keychain. Now, if you haven't heard of this before, you might have seen it, especially if you updated to the new iOS 7, and also if you updated your Mac OS 10 with Mavericks. iOS Keychain is basically where they'll keep all your passwords and personal information, as well as payment information, safe, and also allows you not to prevent it kind of prevents you from keep entering your passwords as well. So if you put your passwords anywhere, it won't actually be given to anyone else. It will be very safe, and nobody has access to that at all. So that's another thing in terms of security which Apple has actually added. I remember there was an article talking about New York where they actually had posters saying please update to the new iOS 7 because of the high crime rate because of Apple products, really. And iOS 7 does actually touch upon that, keeping your personal information, your passwords, very much safe as well from any thieves out there. And so this is my review of it. For the most part, if I just want to end my review right now, for the most part, I actually like it very much. It's really quite enjoyable to use. I think I did look at this on my iPhone 5 with the new iOS 7 on it, and the new iPhone 5 did actually feel like a new phone because the new iOS 7, even though it was similar at the same time, it did feel like as if it was a new phone, as if it was almost completely new, as if I just bought it recently. So the new iOS 7, for the most part, I'm quite happy with. I like it. I like the new features. I like what they've done with the way it looks, and the fact that you can even, if you tilt your phone to left and right, you can actually see behind the icons, the badges of your apps. That's pretty cool. That's new. And just the way over it looks, I actually do also like the transparency as well. So when you have control panel or notification center up, regardless of what app you're in, you can see the color of the app in the background whilst using the control center. So that's something I also enjoy to use as well. So really overall, I do like it. Personally, I would give it probably 8.5 out of 10. In terms of the hardware, again, I've got the gold one, which is quite hard to get at the moment. It's really high in demand. A lot of people like it. A lot of people are actually saying that, sometimes it looks like bronze, sometimes it looks like silver, sometimes you can't see. But again, that depends on how you're actually tilting it. But for the most part, especially on the edges and around the actual iPhone 5s, it is gold. It looks pretty cool. I like it. It makes it a bit more premium if that's what you like, and I do for sure. It looks very nice. I think they could probably add like a blue, like a premium blue, dark blue type of color. I think that'd be quite nice. I think for Apple to also add into this as well. So guys, I don't really want to go on and on about this, but this is my review of the iPhone 5s. If you're coming from the iPhone 5 and if you can wait, I would definitely say wait. The new rumors are coming up with bigger screen and better camera for the new iPhone 6. That's something I guess we can wait for. That'll be out. More news will be out, and I guess if you can wait, I would probably say wait. If you are up for a free upgrade, then you know what, go for it. iPhone 5s is a fantastic phone. I like it very much. The hardware, I mean, I think it is probably arguably the best looking phone. It's definitely one of the most powerful phones out there. I think it does beat from when this video is updated. For the most part, it is one of the most fastest, and it is definitely a good phone. I love the camera. The camera works really well, especially with that True Tone flash. The burst mode is really good as well. It works really smoothly. I think you can go up to maybe 100. I think. Again, I'm gonna go with a bit more depth with a new video explaining the camera because there's a lot more to go into. There's a lot more footage that I've recorded as well into it as well, which you can see as well in another video. So definitely subscribe for that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and if you find it useful, share it and also subscribe for more new videos that I'm going to be doing on this. Also, the new iPad Air has actually arrived by the time this video goes out, and I'm going to give you kind of some of my views on why it's actually one of the best iPads that Apple has actually created since the first time Apple came out with the iPad. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Zishan for ZFit Tech. You can also catch me on my social media networks, which is on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as YouTube. So follow me on there as I regularly update them with cool articles and pictures and other quotes as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.